Much more on LeBron James' big night coming up. Also in the opening tip, the answer is history. Why Allen Iverson got a head start on changing into his street clothes after changing the record book. Nuggets forward Nene underwent surgery to remove a testicular tumor. He's waiting to learn whether the tumor was cancerous. Good luck to him. And after practicing Tuesday, Shaquille O'Neal is likely to give it a go Wednesday against the Chicago Bulls. Jackson missed 8 games with a hip injury. That is what's happening around the NBA. Hi, everyone. This is NBA Fast Break. I'm Matt Weiner along with Jamal Mashburn and Jalen Rose. You know, LeBron James made news earlier this week when it was revealed he was stopped by the police and ticketed for going 101 miles per hour on his birthday outside of Cleveland. Well, Tuesday night, he slowed down and kept it to a manageable 50. LeBron on the road again and once again in the red jerseys and in the lane. Throwing down 13 of the first half against the Grizzlies. Cavs up by 7. This is Juan Carlos Navarro, who had himself a night. Oh, that is nifty.
All point guards should have a teardrop, and even around the back, teardrop floater in their toolbox.
He packed his over in Spain and brought it over. Here's Rudy Gay, 7th career 30-point game for him. Riz down by 4. James facing up Mike Miller.
Yeah, when he's hitting that jump shot like that, he's the most difficult person in the league to guard because of his power and strength and also the ability to hit that outside jumper.
LeBron in the fast lane, baseline, reverse is good. 101-96 Cavs. Gay back at him in the corner for 3. These two teams combined to hit 27 three-pointers. Mike Conley.
Dunk it. Oh, no. He won't be in the dunk contest, right?
No, probably not. Grizzlies up by 2. LeBron, one-on-one, and clearly this is not defensive driving.
Not at all. Did you see that power and that strength with that big body muscle into the rim right there?
Tied at 106. Navarro with the three-pointer, down 3. It's 113 all. He had 26. Last possession. How do you like what LeBron did here?
I don't like that shot at all. Fall away off one leg. Be powerful. Drive to the basket. Be athletic. Get the basket or the foul going to the hole.
You know what? He made up for it in overtime. Looks at the 3. Rotation, celebration, and a tie score at 106. LeBron, the handoff from Anderson Varejao. The fall away goes to give him 51 on the night. And the Cavaliers win it 132-124. 25 of his 51 came after the third quarter. The 51 points ties the NBA season high. Allen Iverson had the other one. It's also 5 short of LeBron's career high. He finishes 18 of 28, 6 of 12 from three-point range. And unlike his previous 50-point efforts, at least he said, they win.
The game is won in the fourth quarter, and that's when my team looks at me to make plays. And it's, you know, I don't feel pressure. I just go out there and try to make plays, the best plays for our team at that time. When we win, it means a lot. Every point counted tonight. And you want to win. I don't want to lose. I've lost a couple games scoring 50 points, and I didn't like it too much. So to have that accomplishment and then to win the ball game means a lot.
Yeah, amazingly, the Cavaliers, believe it or not, are just 2-2 when he scores 50, and there you see it, most points in a game in his NBA career, 56, 52, 51, 51, all away from Cleveland. Wow. When you look at this one, 51 points, and the Cavalier team that is playing very well right now. What impressed you most about this particular effort?
Well, what impressed me the most is that the time he had 56 points, I was actually playing for the Toronto Raptors, and we beat him. I had 35, but he had 56. That doesn't count. But anyway, when you talk LeBron James, he's the MVP #1 in this league right now. You see the production he's bringing to the table. 51 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, full-out effort on both ends of the court. Leading the NBA in fourth quarter scoring. That means he's getting it done during the crunch. He's keeping his other players happy through the first 3 quarters, taking over in the fourth. He's added a 3-point shot to his arsenal as well. LeBron James knocking down 6 3-pointers in the game. That's big time. Shows the development, shows the maturity. He's really stepping up, and he's adding a killer instinct as well. He's taking the ball to the basket with ferocity, and guys are really trying to basically get out of his way sometimes.
Well, LeBron James, I mean, he's a spectacular player. We know about his prowess on the offensive end, but he still has a lot of learning to do. It's hard to really criticize or really break down somebody's game when he has a 51-point game, but he had a chance in overtime there He was 4 for 8 from the free throw line. He could improve his free throw percentage. And also, when he caught the ball in regulation at 10-second mark, he waited to the 4-second mark to really make his move. So he still has a lot of improvement to do. I think he can still learn, be a better post-up player as well as a mid-range player. And he's an exceptional player. We know that, but he's still a lot of room for improvement.
Picky.
Yeah, but 51 points, 51 miles per hour.
You can't find a needle in the haystack.
We got a couple of big-time scorers here. You've scored 50 a couple of different times in your career. You never quite got there. 44 was your career high. We throw these numbers around all the time. How hard is it to score 50 points in an NBA game?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult to score 50 points in an NBA game because you got to remember, teams don't want to see that 50 number up on the scoreboard. You got coaches running 2 or 3 players at you, getting the ball out of your hands. And I did it once with against the Chicago Bulls, against Scottie Pippen, and then the second time when I was with the New Orleans Hornets against the Memphis Grizzlies. So it's a difficult task, but it can be done, and you have to be an exceptional athlete. I got to toot my own horn.
And speaking of exceptional athletes, I got another stat for tonight. There are 2 guys in the NBA that average 25 and 5. That's LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. In the 2000-2001 NBA season, there were 2 guys doing 25 and 5. You know who they are?
Who?
Jalen Rose and Jamal Mashburn.
Wow.
That's the stat of the night.
Wow.
Wow, that's a great stat. I guess you should be my statistician. I'm going to carry J. Rose with me on the road.
All back to them.
Wow.
Yeah. Mash even mentioned one of the 50 was against Scottie Pippen.
Yeah,
that's
throw that out there.
That's a Hall of Fame.
There you go. You got to throw that there.
Pistons can tell you all about LeBron James and bucket binges. Of course, after what he did to them in the playoffs last spring, they had the Raptors in town. That's Tayshaun Prince.
I think
Most impressive 2 of his 6.
I think he went to Kentucky.
Yeah. He did a stint there.
But the guy was Rip Hamilton. Not a bad little scorer himself.
Nah, he's not. I mean, when Rip Hamilton is knocking down that mid-range game, he's very good. But when he stretches it out to 3-point range, which he was 5 for 6 for tonight, that makes him almost unstoppable.
Remember when he didn't shoot that shot? Didn't used to take that.
Yeah, he had a handcuff with Larry Brown.
Carlos Delfino back in Detroit as a Raptor, had all 14 of his points in the second quarter. In the third, Hamilton with the 3, Pistons up by 9. It's a dozen-point game. Chauncey Billups strong.
Well, Chauncey Billups, he's one of the best at getting to the rim and also setting his other teammates up. Team basketball first with Chauncey Billups.
And there's Rip finishing off his 39-point evening. Pistons have won 14 of 17. They're 14 and 3 at home. All right, the Knicks, after beating up on the Pistons the other night, chance for a 2-game win streak if they can beat the Washington Wizards. Quentin Richardson
Turning back the hands of time. Q Rich with the easy flush.
He hit 5 straight shots to start the game. He went 1 of 7 down the stretch, but he did hit 5 straight shots to start the game. Check out Nate Robinson working over the Wiz. Oh, scoop me.
As a perimeter player, you love for your big men to come and actually block that out of bounds. But it was a tremendous move by Nate Robinson.
Brendan Haywood, that's the Knick lead to 11. Deshaun Stevenson, this is his only bucket of the game. It was a good one right before halftime. Washington down by 10 at the break. Second half, these Wizards, they'll play the passing lanes. Watch Caron Butler sneaky.
Well, Caron right there, I mean, he's in the passing lanes, very aggressive on the perimeter, but he is my selection as a well-deserving guy for the All-Star team.
Jamal Crawford from the corner, he had 29. The Knicks feeling it from the great beyond, 11 of 17 out there. They've won 2 in a row.
Break up the Knicks.
The Bulls and the Magic, Joakim Noah back from his suspension. You can call it that, whatever the players did to him. They made him sit for a couple of games. Back in Florida as well. Off the turnover, Keith Bogans laying around Noah, and the Magic up by 6. Dwight Howard gets the ball. He'll attract folks.
Yes, he does. Offensive rebound, supreme effort right there. And look how many players are around. You don't think they know who the franchise player is? Kicks it out, gets it to Rashard Lewis for the nice, easy bucket.
Magic up by 9. Lewis to Howard. Look at this pass. Great position down low. Lewis found him. Magic up 7.
And when you play with a big man like Dwight Howard, you get a lot of 3-point attempts like you see the Orlando Magic taking with the opportunity to knock him down because he draws so much attention in space.
Oh, he's supposed to pound that one right there. We'll reverse with that one.
Thought Big Ben was coming to block it.
Lewis had 26. Only Golden State has made more threes than the Magic this season. They win 102-88. They're now 500 at home. Ahead on the program, he already leads the best team in the league so far in All-Star voting. Find out where else Kevin Garnett is #1. Thanks to the Lakers.
Brought to you by the U.S. Army. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Find out more at goarmy.com/strong.
Just like Al Gore, NBA fans are going green these days. Kevin Garnett leading the league in jersey sales. That's our U.S. Army Power Rankings. Top-selling jerseys. He's displaced Kobe Bryant as the most popular salesman.
Wasn't the Wayne Wade on that list a year ago?
A lot of folks have been on the list over the years. Not that Kobe's actually out selling jerseys, you know what I mean.
Uh-oh. Where's Janet?
Jermaine Dupri.
Where's Janet, JD?
Nuggets and the Hawks. That's Joe Johnson. Step back Hawks up by 10.
Now, that's a guy that can play 3 positions, Joe Johnson.
Here's a little history from number 3. Allen Iverson just passed Larry Bird for 22nd on the all-time scoring list. He wasn't done there. He took down Gary Payton to move into 21st. Johnson didn't care. Kept on firing away. Hawks up 21 at the half. Ball taken away. Hawks out running.
Well, it's impressive for Allen Iverson to be so slight in size to get that many points and be so durable over the course of time.
Carmelo Anthony's not a bad second scoring option. He had 36, but the Nuggets down 12. Late in the game, Iverson gets a little frustrated, bumped out of bounds, no fouls called, says, man, I just passed Larry Bird.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
That wasn't a foul on the Hawks?
I passed Gary Payton and Larry Bird.
He has a right to be upset.
No foul called, so he reminds the officials, I passed Larry Bird.
Well, Allen just being the philanthropist he is, just trying to make sure that they have the same dinner reservations.
So he was done. Big Hawks win. 76ers and the Rockets. Rick Adelman's team played well without Tracy McGrady. Could be back Saturday against the Spurs. Luther Head, Chuck Hayes, the save. Shane Battier finishes. He had 17. Rockets up 13. Willie Green locked and loaded, ties it at 92. Off the steal, Thaddeus Young.
He's a good young player. I like the way he plays the game. Doesn't need a ball to score. He can find his points in other places.
Rockets down 4. Yao out of the double team finds Rafer Alston. Big 3. It's a 1-point game. Andre Iguodala, ball in his hand, up top. Samuel Dalembert finishes. Sixers win at 111-107. Dalembert had 19. Warriors beat the T-Wolves 105-98. The Baron by the Bay took his act on the road. 22 points, 5 steals, and 9 assists for Golden State. Well, we can all agree LeBron James was the hoop hero of the night. He's just not any of our hoop heroes. Find out which less obvious performances did make the cut.
Tejada may soon have in common with Martha Stewart, and who is America's next top mascot? Find out. SportsCenter next.
Now, the Suns began the night tied for the top spot in the Western Conference with the Lakers, so win or lose, they would untie that situation against the Clippers. Amari Stoudemire's shooter's roll there, 82-79 Clips. Sam Cassell out of his gourd. Second 30-point game of the season. The Lakers going to have number 1 out west. Time for our hoop heroes. My hoop hero, Andre Miller, helped end the 76ers' 7-game losing streak. Big night for him, 26 points. He was 10 of 18 from the field. That'll just keep his name in all those trade rumors.
That's a good hoop hero. For me, I'm going with Rip Hamilton, 39 points. We understand he's a mid-range shooter, but he was 5 for 6 from the three-point line. Now the Detroit Pistons, best team in the Eastern Conference.
Break up the New York Knicks. With wins over tonight, they won 2 games in a row against the Washington Wizards, and then tonight they had a big game. Jamal Crawford, 29 points, University of Michigan product, via Seattle, Washington. The New York Knicks may be going to the playoffs.
No. Yeah, you know, there are a lot of people out there who are advocating the breakup of the New York Knicks for many different reasons. As you see the top performance, how does LeBron James score 51 and he's not any of our hoop heroes?
We can name it after LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing it for a long time for such a short career.
You're right. It would get sort of repetitive. Bulls Heat ESPN 2 Wednesday night. See you soon. For Mash and Jalen, I'm Matt Solo.